The news of country music legend and actor Kris Kristofferson's death on September 28, 2024, was particularly significant for longtime Hallmark star Kristoffer Polaha, who shared in an Instagram post the following day that he was named after the three-time Grammy winner. On September 29th, after Kristofferson's family posted a statement on his death at age 88, Polaha shared what it meant to him to be connected to the star by name, explaining, "My sweet mom spelled my name with a K and two Fs. Because of this man, I've known of him my whole life and loved his music and movies," Polaha continued. "Because of this connection, I was told story after story throughout my life from people who knew Kristofferson of how Kris moved through the world in a very special way. He's a legend and a class act." In his tribute, Polaha shared how much he wishes he could have met Kristofferson. But the silver lining, he said, is that his wife, Julianne Polaha, was once able to tell Kristofferson about their common bond. "The closest I ever got to meeting Kris Kristofferson was during an elevator ride at the Toronto Film Festival back in 2003, Polaha recalled. "I had just met Robert Duvall, who Kris was in town to support, and I wanted to whip out my driver's license and say, 'See that spelling? That's because of you,' but I didn't want to embarrass the girl I was with. I was trying to play it cool. So I didn't meet him. Silly me. The cool part is," Polaha continued, "I later married that girl and suited a few years later and told him that story, and it afforded them a moment of bonding and me the promise of a warm hello if Kris and I were to ever cross paths again." One of Polaha's fans wrote, "I had wondered about the spelling of your name and his. You'll meet him in heaven," to which Polaha replied, and then another fan chimed in, "Great story, I know one day you will finally meet and you tell him just how much he meant to you." In Kristofferson's family's statement, they told his legions of fans, "Thank you for loving him all these many years, and when you see a rainbow, know he's smiling down at us all." According to Variety, the first statement was from Kristofferson's wife of 41 years, Lisa Myers, and his 8 children and 7 grandchildren. His daughter Kelly Kristofferson also posted a photo of her dad reaching his hand out to look like he was touching a rainbow. In her post, she included some of the lyrics from one of the many songs he wrote, "From Here to Forever." "And darling, if we're not together, there's one thing I want you to know. I'll love you from here to forever. And be there wherever you go." Kristofferson first made a name for himself as a prolific songwriter in Nashville in the early 1970s. According to Variety, #1 hits he penned included Ray Price's "For the Good Times," Johnny Cash's "Sunday Morning Coming Down," Sammy Smith's "Help Me Make It Through the Night," and Janis Joplin's smash hit "Me and Bobby McGee." He also released several of his own albums and won 3 Grammys. His final studio album, The Cedar Creek Sessions, was released in 2016 and he officially retired from music in 2020. Meanwhile, Kristofferson was also a busy Hollywood actor for many years. His breakout role was in the 1976 remake of A Star is Born, in which he earned a Golden Globe, according to People, for his portrayal of rock star John Norman Howard opposite Barbra Streisand. The movie was famously remade again in 2018 with Bradley Cooper in that role. Streisand paid tribute to Kristofferson in a lengthy social media post after his death, writing that when they reunited at a concert in London's Hyde Park in 2019, he was as charming as ever, and the audience showered him with applause. "It was a joy seeing him receive the recognition and love he so richly deserved." Country music legend and Hollywood actor Kris Kristofferson died on September 28, 2024, at age 88, according to Variety. The star, whose movies ranged from the 1976 remake of A Star is Born to Angels Sing, which made its Hallmark Channel premiere in 2014, died at his home in Maui, Hawaii. Per a statement from his family released on September 29, "It is with a heavy heart that we share the news our husband/father/grandfather, Kris Kristofferson, passed away peacefully on Saturday, September 28th at home," the statement read. "We're all so blessed for our time with him. Thank you for loving him all these many years, and when you see a rainbow, know he's smiling down at us all." According to Variety, the statement on Kristofferson's death came from his wife Lisa, his 8 children Tracy, Chris Jr., Casey, Jesse, Jody, John, Kelly and Blake, and his 7 grandchildren. As soon as news broke of his death, Famous friends flooded social media with condolences and memories of the star before Kristofferson made a name for himself in Hollywood films and television. He was a prolific songwriter in Nashville in the early 1970s. According to Variety, the #1 hits he wrote included Ray Price's For the Good Times, Johnny Cash's Sunday Morning Coming Down, Sammy Smith's Help Me Make It Through the Night, and Janis Joplin's smash hit, Me and Bobby McGee. He also released several of his own albums and won 3 Grammys. Kristofferson released his final studio album, The Cedar Creek Sessions, in 2016 and retired from music in 2020. Kristoffer also tried his hand at acting in the early 70s with great success and told Rolling Stone in 1974, "People said, 'Don't do it, take acting lessons first.' But it seemed to me that acting must be just understanding a character and then being just as honest as you can possibly be." Kristofferson's big break in film came when he played rock star John Norman Howard in the 1976 remake of A Star is Born opposite Barbra Streisand. According to People, he earned a Golden Globe for Best Actor in 1977 for the movie, which was remade again in 2019 with Bradley Cooper in his role. Kristofferson appeared in dozens of other movies throughout his career per IMDb, including 1998's Blade, 1999's Payback, and Disney's Where the Red Fern Grows in 2003 until 2013. He appeared as Harry Connick Jr.'s father in Angel Sings, alongside fellow country legends Lyle Lovett and Willie Nelson. The movie was released in a limited number of theaters, according to USA Today, but found new life the following year when Hallmark Channel made the movie one of its countdown to Christmas premieres in 2014. In an Instagram post uploaded shortly after Kristofferson's family released their statement, Connick Jr. wrote, "To my friend, the brilliant at Kristofferson, I had the honor of knowing you, the learning from you and playing your son in 3 films. Thank you for your kindness and your wisdom. Your art will continue to bring joy to all forever. I love you." Kristofferson was looked up to by many in entertainment for not only his talent, but his authenticity and dedication to the arts. When Men's Journals asked him in 2017 the secret to life, he replied, "I had a list of rules I made up one time. Says, tell the truth, sing with passion, work with laughter, and love with heart. Those are good to start with anyway."